Your Excellency, Governor Cecily Mbarire, General Officers, veterans, officers, the clergy, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Colonel Retired Nguo Joe, and I'm privileged to be the interim chairman of the Military Veterans Embu County chapter, which we are calling MUVEC. And I want to caution people, there's a place we went, they said veterinaries. We are not veterinaries, we are veterans. Of course, there might be veterans who are also veterinaries. Today is a great day for Embu veterans. It is as momentous as it is historic, for reasons that will become clear in the course of this function. The launch of this chapter is the first step in the actualization of a very important act of Parliament, the Military Veterans Act 2022, whose impact to the veterans will be expounded by personnel, and I think Brigadier Deraria will do that. Therefore, never before have I personally seen so many veterans together. We are almost half a battalion. So I want to thank all the veterans for turning up today. And meeting like today and having a meal together is to reminisce and to socialize, as we shall do today, is one of the chapter's objectives. And therefore I'm glad to report that on the first day of this chapter, we are meeting at least one objective. My humble, therefore, and pleasurable duty is to introduce to Your Excellency and distinguished guests, the committee, the veterans and their spouses, and the partners who have made this function a reality. I'll then just make one or two remarks. Now the committee has done a wonderful job. They have sacrificed their time, they have sacrificed their resources. In fact, they have started living to our motto of service beyond uniform. I will not introduce my patron, our patron, because you come here to speak. But I want to start introducing my committee. So my committee, wherever you are, please, when I mention your name, please stand. You can stand up, wave to the crowd, and then sit down. But at some stage when I reach for the sub-county chairman, I think I'll ask your sub-county members to stand at the same time. So I'll start with my vice chairman, Colonel Retired Titus Motiso from Mwea. The organizing secretary, apigiwe makofi, hao ndio wamefanya kazi. Our organizing secretary, Colonel Retired Solomon Kaleli, makofi kwake. Our coordinator, Lieutenant Colonel Elias Kanambio. Our secretary, Charles Nyaga, Major Charles Nyaga. Thank you. Our treasurer is Warrant Officer 2, Joseph Mbitu. Thank you. Our deputy coordinator is Warrant Officer 1, Elias Njiro. Thank you. Our vice organizing secretary, Warrant Officer 1, Ndiga. Thank you. Our Vice Secretary O2 Emilio Mwaneki. The Welfare Officer Faustin Njero. Thank you. And the Legal Advisor Alex sorry. Matu, the veteran. And our liaison and protocol officer, Warrant Officer Amos Kimani. Our women rep, Alice Ngari. Thank you. And now I go to the members, sub-county. We have We have sub-county chairman, because we have our name goes up to the sub-county level. So I'll start with the chairman of Embu North, Stanley Geshovi. Can we see whether there are people from the sub-county, Embu North? Embu North, sub-county. Sit down, thank you. Owen James Njue, with your people from Embu East. Embu East. Thank you. Hata mko wengi. Simon Njue, your people, Embu West. Thank you. Then we go to Mbere. Sebastian Ngari. Wapi watu yako ya Embu North? Mbere North, sorry. Mko wengi, asanteni. Then tuko na Mwivi, Mbere South. Reverend Mwivi is a reverend and is also the chairman of it. Then we have Chairman, wapi Chairman, Mutava from Mwea. Watu wa Mwea, so governor unaweza kuona uko na watu mpaka mashinani. Kuna mtu sija introduce. Okay, you can have a seat. I think we have covered all the sub-counties. And now I want to introduce our partners if they are here today. People who have assisted us very, very well. But before I do that, I want to recognize one of our senior most by age veteran. Wapi Benjamin Njue, Major Benjamin Njue. He is very senior. He is 83 years old. And you can see he is still able to move around and join us. Thank you so much for coming. Let me start with the CEO, Daima. Are you here? I know she has a representative. Thank you very much, Rosaline. Anaambia CEO tunampongeza sana. The CEO juzi alipata the outstanding CEO of SACCOS. Yes. Now, Chairman or CEO, Nawiri Sacco, are you there? But mwambie asante alitusaidia. Na Winner Sacco, they also assisted us, Winner Sacco. The manager cooperative bank, Agnes, are you here? No problem. But when you see them, tell them that we are grateful. Any other visitors, I recognize you because I can't see you right now. But we are grateful that you are able to come. But I want to recognize the chairman of ECBDA, Embu Professional Development Association, Dick Molin Mogosho. Thank you very much for joining us, because we have intention to work with them as we motivate school and do monitoring issues. Thank you so much. Now, I think the other guest from Professional Administration, I recognize you. Thank you very much for coming. So we also want to thank the Wakagoto Foundation. I think you can see already they gave us some tents. We also want to thank the director. He has sent apologies. He said he's indisposed a bit, but we thank him for example, he has been giving us space to meet for our committee meetings, because we do not, unfortunately, have office space. Lastly, and most importantly, we thank Your Excellency and your government, your CEC, the director, especially the director for this field here, the manager, for facilitating this function. Your support was invaluable. It would not have been possible to do this without your support. So we thank you and your government most sincerely. The committee and I appreciate all the veterans who have come today from all corners of our beloved country. We have served this nation honorably with loyalty, diligently, and courageously, sometimes under very, very dangerous environments. We have served in all sports in this country, including, I think there are people who served in the Shifter campaign, and in peacekeeping and observer missions in war-torn regions. We therefore appreciate our spouses who kept our families and homes in order while we were on duty. They are part of us, and that is why we ask them to accompany us today. Warembo wetu, makofi kwa wapi, wako wapi? Mmempigia warembo wetu nini? Wapi warembo? Na leo wameng'aa kabisa, asanteni sana. Karibu sana our senator. Karibu sana. Now, we know that to perform the excellent duties we do, the veterans were extensively trained locally and abroad. You will find all the skills and competencies amongst these veterans, from catering, driving, mechanics, aeronautical engineers, jet pilots, clerks, even to clergy. The veterans are therefore a national asset that should be utilized even after retirement. That is beyond military uniform. Globally, many world leaders have military background. For example, in the US, out of the 46, you know, Trump is the 46th, 31 out of 46 have military background. So I think that speaks to the competence of veterans. Now, here, veterans have been members of parliament, you know that, Madam, Your Excellency. They have been ministers, they have been permanent secretaries. Your Excellency, you even know you have a governor, compatriot, governor of Tana River, Major retired Dado. So, we are saying, even here in Embu, we can give many examples, but I'll give a few of people who have served beyond their uniform. And it also demonstrates the versatility of a veteran. You can be one thing today, and tomorrow you can do some other duty. And our most senior veteran in Embu, retired Lieutenant General Jiro, is now the ambassador to Pakistan. Our own patron here, General Getuai, has been ambassador. He was in charge of something called Anajay Mek, working on South Sudan and the Horn of Africa. So he was from fighting now to negotiating for peace. You of course know Lieutenant Colonel retired Kingani. We used to call him Muturi in the army. But he was the MP, the former MP of Bere, isn't it? And he did well. Our organizing secretary, Kaleri here, after retiring from flying aircraft, he came to the ground, he became the security manager for JKIA. So you can see from pilot to ground security. Now, our secretary, Mjanjanga here, worked with Avery Kenya Limited for a long time. He just retired again. Menyajiro here, who is already here, he has been an advisor, security advisor in the UN. Now, Major Meriti, and we used to call him Barrio. Where is he? I saw him here. When Amanda. From a pilot to a commercial pilot. Now, others, our coordinator here, Boy, is only, I think, trout farmer in Embu County. Is that Muktaka Samaki, unauliza nani? Kano Mbui. Now, Patrick Nyaga Jagi is a chairman of a SACCO ya Mweria, na kura Mweria teguo, ni mumwese. Warrant Officer Jue, hapa, one. They started the Mongano Hospital, ile ya Kianjo Koma, and now I think it's Jue Uria. Is now level 3? Level 3. So tutamsukuma mpaka ikuje level 4, si ndio? Ukiongea na governor. Asante. So we had Corporal Kabudhi. He became a senior principal chief for Embu. Toka jeshi anakuja anakuwa mkubwa hapa. We have also another one, Clement Jiro. I see here. Clement is here. Yes, sumekuwa chief Kenny South. Na sasa nafikiri anafanya kazi pia ya CDF. So you can see the versatility. Jiro, actually we were working with him at in Laikipia, Oak aircraft. Mireti alikuwa anaendesha huku na sisi tunatengeneza huku na Njiro hapa. Sasa I was also very surprised akija hapa anakuwa from chief technician to actual chief. Yeah. Now ule mtu nilikuwa nasahau jina yake hapa kidogo. Alex. You know, he was a dentist in the armed forces. He went out, he did law. Now he's working with Nairobi County, kwa Sakanja, as a ward administrator. And I know he sometimes involves himself with some siasa. Madam, I think you know. Yes. So, Reverend Mwivi, ule ametuombea hapa, alikuwa kwa jeshi. Sasa anahubiria watu wengine huko nje. Mwivi? Yes, huyo. Alikuwa kwa jeshi, sasa amekuwa mtumishi wa watu wengi. And we also have Kachusha. Kachusha, in fact, he was provost. He was provost. Imagine. Kutoka jeshi kuwa mkubwa kama karibu bishop. Now we also have our spiritual leader, Mbega. Alikuwa technician, radio technician, tulifundisha naye huko, akakuja amefundisha hapa Jeremia Nyaga. Nini, akakuwa chief principal trainer hapa Jeremia. Sasa TVET ameretire juzi, sasa unaona amevaa kora tena. Very versatile. That's what I'm talking about, versatility. Now Sergeant Dwega ako hapa. Huyo ndio hata sergeant at arms hapa kwa hii county assembly. Now before that there was a Karani who was also a sergeant at arms. Now Meja Dwenge hapa hata nimemwona. Meja Dwenge alikuwa hapa, huyo alikuwa kwa enforcement hapa. Wakiwa na mwingine anaitwa Captain Gordon Jage ako hapa. Captain hajakuja leo. So there are many veterans serving in various school boards of management. This chapter provides a structure through which closer engagement of such appointments. So we are saying now that you know we are around, I think should you need anything, and one of our first objectives would make a database of our skills of everybody and where they are and what they can do. So it will be very easy if you want somebody to firefight, if you want somebody to disaster management, then you'll be having that on our database. We also want to cooperate with associations such as the Embu Professional Development Association in their motivational and mentorship programs. So, Dick Molin, I think we are here. Whenever you have motivation programs, then you can talk to us. In addition to these three reverends you see here, of course, many of our Christians are members of their parish church councils and chairmen of development committees. Tukiwaambia wasimame hapa watasimama wengi. So in conclusion, Your Excellency, veterans possess unique skills, vast experience, they are tested resilience and perseverance. They are now available and ready to live to our motto, service beyond uniform. We are ready to give back to the society in all areas, even if it is on voluntary basis. We are ready to work with the community, churches, schools for development and peaceful coexistence. We are saying, now removal of uniform is not removal of usefulness. Therefore, Your Excellency and other employers, we are also saying, try us and you will not regret, because we will deliver even out of military uniform. We pledge to serve beyond uniform. And I thank you for listening to me. Now, as I said, I'll call Brigadier Raila to expound a bit on the Military Veterans Act 2022. Brigadier, sir.
Thank you, Chairman. Your Excellency, the Governor of Embu, Madam Cecily Mbarire, Mheshimiwa Senator who has just joined us, Ambassador Major General retired Tai Gitwai, who is the patron of the Embu military veterans. Ambassador Major General retired Lucas Tumbo, who is the chairman of the advisory committee on military veterans. Officers present, both serving and retired, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning. Ma'am, before I make a few remarks, allow me to start by introducing myself. My name is Brigadier Moses Leriere, currently the Director Military Veterans at the Defense Headquarters. I'm still serving, but I think I will also soon transit because we are all going to be veterans. Since the inception of this act in 2022, we have been working around to sensitize veterans on the act, because when the act was assented to by His Excellency the President sometime in June 2022, I think there were a lot of expectations by the veterans on this act, and many people did not understand what is in the act. And that's why we have been working around to sensitize people, to tell them what is in the act, and to tell them to come together to get a platform to address their issues. But one thing that I just want to emphasize is the question that many people do ask me when I walk around, that why the act and what is the purpose of this recognition? Why are military veterans recognized? But I wish to say that recognition of military veterans and honoring military veterans is a universal concept across many countries in the world. And the reason why they are recognized is because of the service that they gave to humanity while serving, or they gave to their respective countries while serving. And I think the chairman has just mentioned a few, that these military veterans you see here worked under very uncertain conditions while they are in service, even in very dangerous areas, but they worked. And I think for purposes of security, because I can say that they contributed to both national and international security within our country, and for those who served in the missions abroad like Yugoslavia, Namibia, Sierra Leone, Liberia, East Timor, Burundi, and many other countries. I think they contributed to the international peace and stability, and this is in line with the United Nations Charter, which is very, very important. Peace and security is paramount, and without peace and security, nothing will proceed anywhere. So I think security is an enabler that enables us to proceed or to conduct our own businesses, without which then we are not able to perform. So I think that is one of the greatest reasons why we recognize these veterans. We acknowledge their support or the role they played in service, both nationally and internationally. They supported our country. And lastly, I want to say that they laid the foundation in which we ride on today. For those of us who are serving, we are riding on the foundation that you laid while you are there. And I normally wish to quote, or to give one quote by one of the greatest scientists called Isaac Newton. And what he said is that if I've seen Father, it's because of standing on the shoulders of giants. If you have seen Father, is by standing on the shoulders of giants. What does this mean? It means that the research that he was doing, he did not reinvent the wheel. He built it on the progress that has been laid by those who went before him. And even for those of us in the military who are working today, we are building on the progress that you made. We normally say that let's not reinvent the wheel, let us build on where you left. So I think that's very important for us, and we are very happy, and I think that's why we honor and recognize military veterans. Having said that, we normally give very long kind of presentations whenever we meet veterans, but today, in the interest of time, I just want to mention a few issues because we were here in Embu last year and we met quite many veterans and we made the PowerPoint presentations to them concerning the benefits of this act, the operationalization process, what we are doing, and where we want to go. So today, I just want to mention a few issues so that we proceed. And we are also readily available if this county chapter requires maybe more training from our side. We are always there for you. You can call us whenever you have a meeting, and we can sensitize you on any issues that you may want to understand. Now, the area that I want to mention first, last time, we discussed the issues of who is supposed to be a military veteran. And I think many people understand that. But I just want to emphasize something about who is a military veteran, so that we get to know who qualifies to be regarded as a veteran and who does not qualify to be regarded as a veteran. According to the Act, a person is regarded as a military veteran if that person is a Kenyan citizen first, who either served in the King's African Rifle, that is before independence, 1963 and backwards, and later on transitioned to the Kenya Armed Forces, because that was the name we were using before the promulgation of 2010 Constitution, when we became the Kenya Defense Forces. And that was the time we changed our name. So from the King's African Rifle, you transition to the Kenya Armed Forces, and later on again you transition to the Kenya Defense Forces. If you have worked in those three areas, then I can say that you qualify to be regarded a military veteran. And I've seen one old veteran here, and I always like to recognize those who served in the King's African Rifle. You must have served in the King's African Rifle. Ni huyu alikuwa amesema is 84 years. Ulianza lini? Oh. Uliingia jeshi lini? Yes. Okay. Okay. And Kenya Armed Forces. Kuna mtu amefanya kwa South African Rifle. Ni nani huyo? Wapi? Wewe. Oh, great. Asante. Si unaona anatokezea? Eh? 5. Wewe ndio umebaki sasa? Okay. Uliingia lini? Which year? 63. Okay, sawa. Huyu ni nani? Michael. Yes. 1958. So that's okay. Asante sana Michael. Asante Michael. Asante Michael. So I think in the interest of time, hatutazungumza mengi kuhusu wao, but you have seen we have people who worked, who retired many years back, and they are still with us, and we thank God they are still here. And you had the chairman here. He said that retiring does not mean that. You said retiring does not mean you are not tired. Sindio? We always said that you are retired, but you are not tired. And at times I tell them that retirement means that you have just transitioned from service. You have closed one chapter, you have opened another chapter. Some people could tell you that your active life is over, but I want to deny that. Your active life is not over. You still have a lot to do. You are a very useful member, and we encourage you to be useful members of our society. There are a lot of things we can do around. Even if age is catching up with you, there is a point ambayo unafika ukiwa mzee, lakini you can still bado unapeana instruction. Unasema fanya ile, do this, do this. That instruction is very, very important. So those are some of the people ambaye nimesema they are recognized as veterans, wale wamefanya kazi kwa those three services. Then you must have retired you completed service and you retired honorably and you receive pension. I think nitaachia hapo. If you have not gone maybe in a good way, because some people get challenges while in working in service, and I think those are some of the occupational hazards. If you have left maybe dishonorably, according to the act, we still don't regard you as a military veteran. But I think those cases will be treated on their own merits as we continue. We mentioned the benefits last time, and I don't want to go there today to mention the benefits in the interest of time. Maybe I just want to emphasize that we all need to register so that we have the military veterans ID card, because it's only through registration that you become a military veteran. Wangapi wameregister hapa na wamechukua ID? Oh, that's a good number. Wangapi hawajapata ID? Mume apply? You have applied, si ndio? Now, I've come here with a team of our officers. I think kama yuko mtu wako na any challenge ya kuapply ID, Mwadime, you can see them. Kama yuko anybody with any problem ya kuapply ID, we can guide them. Sawa sawa? Wale ambao hawajapata ID, tafadhali mimi naomba mujaribu muapply so that upate your ID, na in future we are also progressing after getting the general regulations to operationalize this act. We are also going to produce what we call the dependence permit, so that we give our spouses the dependence permit. And this is the only way we can access any benefit. If you are not registered, then bado utakuwa umebaki nyuma. We also have what we call the Dependence Education Fund to support children for the deceased military veterans. Na hiyo itakuwa inaanzia wapi? Kwa chapter. If there is anybody ambaye ni person na ako na watoto of school going age, you will give out that name, na mahali inaanza inaenda through the mahali alikuwa anafanya kazi. Kama alikuwa mtu for example ya one care, inaenda kule, then from the escalate to the brigade, then from the brigade inakuja service headquarters, then tunaangalia. Kwa hivyo ni muhimu, those are some of the issues, but I'll mention wakati nitasema the roles of the county chapter. But those are just some of the key benefits ambayo I just want to highlight. Now, the other key thing that we used to tell you when we were walking around is that for us to operationalize this act properly, we need to have what we call a regulatory and institutional framework, ile ambayo inafanya kazi. And this regulatory and institutional framework, right now we have the Defense Council as the highest policy organ, which also allocates any resources and which oversees the running of veteran affairs. We also have the Advisory Committee on Military Veterans, which is headed by the Ambassador, Major General retired Tumbo, who is with us here, who will make his remarks. We have the Directorate of Military Veterans, which I head, and now we are going to have the county chapter. So these four organs, the Defense Council, the Advisory Committee, the Directorate of Military Veterans, and the county chapter, will work closely to support veterans. So we are happy when we get a function like this, that you are now coming with the county chapter, because we know your issues will now be actualized. Now, what is the role of this county chapter? The county chapter has a lot to do, has so many things. Your work is well cut out for you. One, you will continue with registration of veterans and their dependents, and you facilitate the issuance of veteran ID cards and any other maybe dependence permits. For medical support, it is you, people who are in the county, especially members of Defense Forces Medical Insurance. Wangapi ni members of DEFMIS? How many are members of DEFMIS? Wengi. Now, it is you, mutaangalia hapa Embu, ni hospitali gani iko hapa ambaye inaweza saidia nyinyi, so that munaelezea the director Defense Forces Medical Insurance Scheme for accreditation. And if there is any accredited facility which you think the services have gone down and you are not getting service and you are not getting value for money, you just tell the director the MD, DevMIS, that this facility should now be dropped, we get a new facility. It is user driven. So I think it is very important for you to understand that issues of medical support, especially for members of DevMIS, is user driven. Nyinyi ndio muta decide. Tumeelewana? And that will be okay. For members who are not members of DevMIS, what we are doing, we encourage them to join SHA and any other private insurance like Jubilee, Britam, name it. Na mukiwa na hiyo cards, you can access military facilities. You can go to Defense Forces Memorial Hospital. You can go to Nairobi Regional Hospital, which is in Kahawa. You can go to Isiolo Regional Hospital. Name it. You can go to all these facilities. Si mumeanza ku access those facilities? Mumeanza? Yeah, na kule ni muhimu because ukienda iko na kitu inaitwa familiarity. Unaenda mahali watu wanakufahamu vizuri, ukifika unaambiwa keti chini, unahudumiwa vizuri na unapata services ambayo ulikuwa unahitaji. Sawa sawa? The other important thing that I want to mention concerning the military facilities is that in these other facilities you pay 25%, which we call co-pay. But when you go to military facilities, there is no co-pay. Utaingia na utahudumiwa bila kulipa co-pay. And that's why we encourage our members so that you get a quality service. And this is one way of enhancing service delivery. Kama hamuna hiyo habari, I think tutarudi tena kuja tuzungumze ndio tupate hiyo maneno in detail. But nimesema hiyo ndio ni muhimu wa county chapter wakiwa na ofisi. Any member wenu akikuja, you can advise, chukua hii insurance, do ABCD. Unlike now when you are operating in silos, kila mtu anaishi kivyake, hajui nini inaendelea. People will suffer for lack of information. But when you come together, you become strong. Now the other key thing that I just wanted to mention is the Dependence Education Fund. I think hiyo nimeongea juu yake, mtaelezewa vizuri. And the social welfare activities ile mnapata. By you coming together, you can organize yourself, you can do your own social activities. Kuna vitu mingi mnaweza kufanya. You can work with the county government. And I think you have heard the chairman emphasizing on the skills that we have. And there are so many people who have skills here. You can mentor the youth. Vijana wanataka kusungumziwa. And I think it's only in the military that we do what we call the character development. Very important. And we need that in our society. Because if you look around, you see that people, vile wanaenda, maybe young people, things are not right. And at times you say maybe the moral fabric of our society is busting at the seams, which is not right. So you being veterans here, you can form yourself and the county can utilize you to talk to our youth, to do the right things, and many other things that you can do. Iko vitu mingi mnaweza kufanya. And that's why you are coming together. The other issue that I just wanted to mention is that now that we have the leadership of the county here, the veterans require what we call the local support. And that's why we do things like this together, so that they get the support ile wanahitaji wakati wanaendelea na kazi zao. Very, very important. Pension issues, mutakuwa muna deal nayo kwa ofisi. Kama kuna mtu maybe hapo na challenges ya pension, in the last 2 months, I've seen some requirement for veterans to apply pension online. And I know some people were born before computers. They were getting challenges and they are calling us. What can I do? Mukiwa na ofisi sasa hiyo kazi itakuwa rahisi. You'll just walk to the veterans county office na unasaidiwa mara moja. I've seen some people, maybe a veteran, bahati mbaya amefariki na alikuwa na pension, na hiyo pension inakuwa transferred kwa spouse. It become a challenge because watu hawajui procedure. Now that when you have the county office, hizo vitu zote inakuwa rahisi. You just bring the burial permit, the death certificate, there are few forms you will fill, na hizo vitu yote inakuwa rahisi. Unaona county chapter itakuwa mzuri. You'll address quite many issues. I cannot even exhaust them. I'm just mentioning a few. facilitation and advice on employment and business opportunity. Nyinyi ndio mtakuwa mnaangaliana within the county, na umesikia chairman akisema we are going to list the skills that we have, so that you have a critical mass of people with knowledge, you know who has what, so that kama kuna mtu anahitajika mahali anasemekana this is the right person to do that kind of job. This is very important. I think ma'am, with those few remarks, I wish to stop there, but my key takeaways in this kind of talk to the veterans is that all veterans are supposed to read the act. Please, can you read the act na muelewe? Tumeelewa hapo? Let us read the act. It's a very simple document. Muelewe so that muweze kuendelea. Familiarize yourself with the procedures ya apply ID and any other procedures ya support nyinyi. We encourage you to form the county chapters, which we are doing today. And for more information, Sergeant Mwanibe ambaye nimesimamisha hapa atawapatia namba ya ofisi. You can call us anytime, and when you come to Nairobi, you can pass through our offices. We are always there for you. We are always at your service, and that's why we are here. Tumeelewana hapo? So I think mimi nitasimamia hapo. Thank you so much, na nawatakia kila laheri mkiendelea kufanya kazi ya county ya Embu, na tutakuwa tunawatembelea anytime ambaye mtatuhitaji. Asanteni sana.
Thank you, Director, for that very enlightening speech. Now, it is my pleasure to invite the chapter's patron, Ambassador, Major General Retired Tai Getuai. Karibu sir.
Your Excellency, Sergeant Barrier Governor, Embu County, Embu Senator Honorable Mudigi, who has just joined us, the Chairman of the Military Veterans Advisory Committee, Ambassador Major General Lucas Tumbo, the Director General of the Directorate of Military Veterans, Brigadier General Moses Lariari, the Chairman of the Military Veterans Embu County Chapter, Colonel Retired Elias Nguo, and his committee, representative of the national government, and distinguished visitors who have come, including the police chiefs who are here, and all other security officers who have joined us. Military veterans kutoka Embu, amjambo. Amjambo tena. Hebu tujipigie makofi kidogo sababu tumefika hapa. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, military diplomas request me to introduce my wife, Julie Gituai. Could you just stand up and wave? Well, today is a very important day for us as veterans. Na vile mumesikia au wameongea mbele yangu, I don't want to repeat all they have said. Lakini nataka kusema vitu chache kidogo, sababu najua hata program ya governor iko very tough. So I'll try to be very short. Number one, today is a very important day for us as veterans from Embu. And this launching of this chapter is important for us. And as you know, this is what has been going on in most of the counties. I was just talking to the National Advisory Committee chair. He told me, we thought we were number 7. I'm told we could be number 30. There's a lot of launching going on, and we didn't know this. Well, this act that has been passed by Parliament, I've just been speaking to the Honorable Senator. He has told me this is an act that was passed by even the Senate, and we are supposed to go ahead and operationalize this particular act. Now, kama vile mnajua sisi watu ya jeshi, we have suffered mental and even physical disabilities in our service. Na wazee wote na wamama wako hapa. I think the average years of service, if we total each one of us years of service, we are probably served for over 1,000 years. Like me, I've served for 41 years before I retired, and I also served another 7 years as an ambassador. So you can imagine, plus someone who was there who may have served for 40, 30, 50. If you total all those years, Embu County has given over 1,000 years of service to this nation. I think we should clap for ourselves. And as you know, military service is a calling. It is not for the faint-hearted. Kama una roho ngumu kama ya simba huwezi fanya kazi kwa jeshi. It calls for sacrifice, determination, devotion, and brings out an enduring military cultivated values such as leadership, discipline, and purpose. This culture of discipline and good character development enables the veterans to continue contributing to society and creating a new sense of purpose in civilian life, long after we have officially separated from the Kenya Defence Forces. Key aspects of transition kutoka kwa jeshi kuingia kwa raia, it involves what I would describe as operational tasks, or carrying out the values that we uphold and encourage cooperation with the county government, and to be able to identify key development activities that will improve us as retired officers within our socioeconomic standing. And of course, this would ensure that there is inclusivity. Sisi tukiwa kama tunatoka kwa jeshi, Your Excellency, the Governor, is important that we are also included in the Embu County systems, or in whichever level. As you have been told, Your Excellency, that the purpose of our motto is service beyond uniform. This defines veterans, and it also dictates their future and their past. It informs the veterans to apply their service skills to local community support in various aspects of leadership, mentorship, community service, and entrepreneurship, transforming from soldiers into integrated civic leadership. The discipline and resilience gained in the military are not lost upon discharge from the military service, but are repurposed to tackle civilian challenges, creating a new form of service. While the physical uniform is removed, the sense of camaraderie, yani urafiki wetu, urata wetu ta jeshi, na kulingana na vile tulikuwa tunafanya esprit de corps kwa jeshi, that in-group belonging will continue through veteran social interactions and friendship, including mentoring of peers, especially those that will be joining the veteran from the active service. I think the director has said, if you serve in the military, of course you retire. And normally we say, nyumbani ndio unit number 1. Naweza kwenda 7 kia engineers, brigade, gawa, but the unit number 1 ni nyumbani. So, Your Excellency, we are in unit number 1. Therefore, the concept of service beyond uniform acknowledges that for many, the service beyond is necessary, although a challenging process of navigating outside military service, finding new purpose as we enter into a new environment of the civilian world. In this year, 2026, as the world moves faster and the challenges facing our country grows more complex, these one's service beyond uniform are no longer just a motto etched on a banner or a plaque like this one here. They are a living and breathing commitment. Military veterans are disciplined and patriotic Kenyan citizens who have diligently and selflessly served in the Kenyan military, and upon honorably retiring, are ready and available to translate their military training and ethos, discipline and experience into civilian life. Veterans demonstrate the highly regarded and unique values as dignity and honor, high sense of duty, valor, and self-sacrifice that can serve as positive role models in our Embu community. It is therefore our belief as veterans and conviction that when we took off the uniforms, we did not retire our duty. We simply changed our theater of operations. Therefore, our contribution in form of leadership, service to our community and our resilience should be our payback to our community in a selfless pursuit of a greater cause than ourselves. We may have hanged our boots, but we have not stepped out the line. As long as there is a neighbor in need or a community to build, we want to be part of that. We will remain on duty. When we hang up our camouflage and lay down our weapons, we will not set aside our duty. The discipline, the tactical precision, and the never say die spirit we learned in the military are now the tools that we use to build and integrate our communities along with the leadership here in our Embu County. In an era where community cohesion can be fragile, veterans stand as the glue. In our training, we understand that loyalty is not a political statement. It is a commitment to the person standing to your left, to your right, and to your rear, and to your front, regardless of where they come from or their background. That is the training and experience that we have, and that is the service we can bring to this country going forward. Your Excellency, service build uniform means that the hands that once held a rival will now be used to building small businesses for ourselves. The voices that commanded platoons you now mentor our youth in diverse areas. The minds that plan strategic operations can now be involved in solving issues in coffee, in mogoka, in tea, in land issues, in schools, in markets, and also in so many other places that you can be useful. You may be willing perhaps to establish a fire department. We have experts here. Mechanical works department, you have experts here. You have also seen we have a lot of other experts in various other issues that have been informed by the chairman. We believe that our county needs to discipline and our integrity. They are our distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to look at these veterans in front of you. Just look at them. When you support this military veterans county chapter, you are not just thanking us for our past in military service, but you are investing in the future of our county by utilizing the skills that are seated in front here. Your Excellency Governor, these veterans have served in parts of Kenya along the international borders with our neighboring countries. They have served in hotspots areas like Turkana, Pokot, Baringo, and along the busy Kenya-Somalia border, among many other places. Many of them have served international peace and conflict missions abroad, including Yugoslavia, Sierra Leone, Somalia, Chad, Mali, South Sudan, DRC, Congo, and many other dangerous spots. Therefore, Your Excellency Governor, as you launch this Military Veterans County chapter, on behalf of the Embu military veterans, I'd like to take this opportunity to appreciate and thank you as our Governor for having found time to share with us this moment in recognizing the Embu military veterans. This chapter shall be an enduring reminder of the services and contributions of those veterans of this nation as sons and daughters of the Embu County. It shall also be a recognition of the sacrifices made by our families and loved ones who endured long periods of our absence as they remained behind in our homes while we were away serving this nation. I think we can clap for our wives, our children, and those we left behind when we were in the field. These are our pillars that helped us, and as we retire now, we came home to find what they were building, and I think we need to give them another clap. Your Excellency, the chapter that you are launching today will give us the legal mandate to meet, discuss, and conduct our affairs as military veterans and in partnership with our county government. We shall be committed and loyal to our country as we endeavor to remain good law-abiding citizens of our beloved country, Kenya, of which we have committed the better part of our lives defending. We believe that, Your Excellency, you agree that we partner with you in various issues as we identify our skills that can be useful for the betterment of our county. In conclusion, my fellow comrade veterans, as your patron, allow me to declare to the people of Embu County that we, as the military veterans, are not a retired burden. Sisi sio mzigo ya county. Therefore, do not be afraid of us. Musituogope. Do not fear us. We are your most reliable strategic assets, and we are part and parcel of this great county. So let us all work together in this land of opportunity. I thank you. Before I sit down, I would like to invite Chairman of the Military Veterans Advisory Committee, Ambassador Major General Lucas Tumbo. Ambassador Major Lucas Tumbo has been ambassador in Somalia at a very difficult time of Somalia. And I also worked in Somalia. I found him there as an ambassador, and we worked together. And he can tell you that when the 5 bombs have landed in the evening, you know you are safe, because you heard them. Otherwise, most of the times you not hear them because they land on you. He's the only first ever Kenyan ambassador to open an office in Mogadishu, where no other ambassadors before him were operating from Nairobi. Ambassador Tumbo, welcome.
Your Excellency the Governor, Honorable Senator, General Gichoi, Ambassador, Brigadier Leriari, the Chairman of this chapter that we are inaugurating today, veterans, the guests that we have around today, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I hope it is still morning. Your Excellency, nikumbalie kwanza nishukuru wewe na nikueleze ya kwamba wakati ulingrant Katasiko to Ambassador General Gitwai na his team, there was a huge reaction from the veterans. The reaction of appreciation that you started appreciating the veterans in Embu County. Today we are so grateful to have you around, Your Excellency, with your government. Pia nipitishe salamu za CDM wetu General Kariri to the veterans. Kila wakati kabla ya mimi kuaddress the veterans, wanaongea naye na anapitisha salamu zake kwa veterans na wenyeji wa hiyo county letuko. Summarize ama ku reflect on some of the things to share my experience about General Gitwai ametaja kidogo. I was Kenya's ambassador ya kuelewa ya kwamba challenges make us grow. A challenge-free environment is useless. Ukikaa kwa challenge-free environment, hakuna movement. Ours is to ensure that we continue to serve Kenyans faithfully and truthfully. And muhimu sana, because Kenya must remain visible all the time. And Kenya must play a very important role, and it can only do that when we have strong pillars that are county governments, and that's where we need to make a contribution, a huge contribution. Your Excellency the Governor, you are sitting on a gold mine. When you look at these veterans here, you have everything that you need. These are the people who have been doing quick impact programs in other countries. I can see around there people we served together in Namibia those days. They were even involved in writing the constitution that Namibia uses today and securing the independence of that country. There are also other countries where they have served, as mentioned earlier. But I was talking about when I went there to make sure that about 100,000 Kenyans were seeing more people getting employed. And that should be our target as veterans. To help countries to progress. So it's very important. And veterans, the investment here is about efficiency. You continue the spirit of efficiency. Inefficiency is very costly. When you are inefficient in doing whatever you do, the goods and the services will be very expensive because you have placed the inefficiency on the costs wherever you are, in industrial production and wherever you are working. And that's the spirit that we want the veterans to have, to ensure every day. Talking to the governor in Embu County, this chapter of Embu County, which is very to the people of Embu County, and if I may reflect a little bit where it started. Those who served in the King's African Rifles, when they came back, the UK, they had a very interesting arrangement of having clubs. They did not have an act, and we thank our government for what you have done for us to have an act that we hang our operations on, so that whatever we do is covered by law. The Comrades, Old Comrades Association. Those facilities times back, the government of Kenya found it fit to allocate even plots to the districts that existed that day. And I believe, Patron, we still have the plot that was allocated to Embu, because that's where you are supposed to build your offices. And if you do not, then you need to organize your language and monitor the mood of the governor and approach her when the mood is at, and talk to her about those things. Your Excellency, when you see them approaching you, please allow them to talk to you. But they have a duty to assess your mood, to ensure that by the time they come to you, the mood is right. So, because those are some of the things that we need to support the veterans, to have some offices to address the issues of veterans. Unless they have some offices where they are operating from, it will become a little bit difficult for them to be efficient. So, for the sake of time, Your Excellency, let me say again, now you have the gold mine here, and veterans are very many, I can assure you, Your Excellency. And when they are happy, everybody will be happy, I can tell you. In terms of role modeling and mentorship, every village has a veteran. Every village. If they are activated, they can do a lot to support the programs of the two levels of government. One is about mentoring, they mentioned about this, talking to the, to the youth, organizing their thought processes, and, channeling them to useful activities. They can do that. Whenever the schools are being taught to, those programs can be arranged. They can contribute. And the skills that they have. You have helicopter, you have pilots here, you have medical officers here. They are there, veterans, major doctors. Where is he? One of them is here. Yeah. And there is another one there, right? These ones were very efficient. If you needed to go back to operations, you just needed 2 ejections straight. And in 1 hour, you'll be back to the field. So they had no business sleeping the whole day, because for a veteran to sleep for many hours, you'll be sending signals to your body that it is not required, and it will shut down. If you hang around without thinking, you send a signal to your brains that they are not needed, and in a few weeks you'll not be able to remember your 3 names. Just be able to remember at least 2, and another week you'll only be able to remember 1. And if you hang around, you'll not be able to remember anything, including your children. So to conclude, let me say to you, veterans of Embu County, remain faithful to the people of Kenya. Whatever duty you may find yourself being given, do it like you never work again, just the old spirit. Be a role model. Even the way you walk must be the way that takes the country forward. The way you eat also. The way you drink also. Veterans are never associated with the issues of over-drinking. I'm not talking about tea here. I'm talking about alcohol. So that kind of situation should never happen. We have our families here, and we work with our families. And now we have the offices of the county to also monitor. If you have been keeping peace in other countries, there can never be conflict in your house. How? I was with many with you in Sudan, keeping peace, right? Meona some of the fellows here, Likuwa Sudan, keeping peace. And if we were keeping peace out there, what about here? It starts with your family. So the question of domestic violence involving veterans, that should never even cross anybody's mind. That should never be there. Yeah? Now that you are old, you must help your spouse, even to cross the roads here. You hold her hands and cross with, so the issues of quarrel, those do not arise. And if we detect that, we will come down to talk to you. And we will not be having good faces when we are looking at you. I want to wish you very well as you proceed from here today. We'll be coming back to talk to you from time to time. The business of our organization is to serve you anytime you want service from us. I will serve you, continue to serve you faithfully and truthfully. If we don't do that, then we don't qualify to be around to serve you. Those are our beliefs. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. And now I'll hand over the mic to the patron here to show us where to go from now. Thank you very much.
Tumpigie makofi. Thank you very much, Ambassador Lucas Tumbo, for those very kind words and good ones for our veterans. I will take this opportunity now to invite Honorable Senator of Embu County, Honorable Mondigi, Kava Mondigi Tuonaga, and then I will allow him to introduce the politicians. Please, Honorable